So, dear friends, today now we will talk about various modern methods on this field of rainwater harvesting. And from 2002, I have started. For then every year I am visiting to the various houses. So 50 to 60 household I am visiting for giving the guidance regarding the rainwater harvesting motivation. Then as an environmental so here as working in the environmental solar powered in 2015 to save the environment. I am using the Mahindra electric car E2O plus. Also, I am also using the electric bike that is Hero NYX so that we could help to save the nature. Now to work into this rainwater harvesting area, I have developed one of the app that is rainwater harvesting app which is available on the Google Play Store. And now very soon I am publishing the book on rainwater harvesting. So in all this respect, harvesting. So we have started this rainwater harvesting work in association with Professor Ram Meghe College of Engineering and Management, Badnera. And we have launched the rainwater harvesting awareness program with Amravati Water Foundation, started by Amravati Municipal Corporation, Amravati, and Indian Social Awareness Program in the field of rainwater, that is industry interaction and infrastructure development. Similarly, goal number enable, that is sustainable, and goal number 15, that is life on the land. So as all of these sustainable development goals, we have to always keep in mind these 5 important sustainable goals. And to achieve this sustainable development in this area, one of the important parameter available on the earth, element available on the earth, is water. So here, when we water is present in the every aspect of the life, the way we use and treat this precious resource not only impacts our health, but it also impacts all the life dependents. So because of that availability of the water or non-availability of the water, there are yes over the globe. There are various pollution problems or physical alterations, and for that also we require the water. And there are some over exploitations are there. So today we see towards the world. So there are 4 major problems, that is climate change, pollution, physical alterations to the water habitat, and the over exploitation. So all these problems, they are governed or they are continue to undermine the quality and the quantity of water. Water footprint concept. So what is water footprint? So there are different water footprints are there. First is blue water, so used to produce the products. This includes the water that evaporates from these sources also. So we have to understand what is the blue water footprint. Similarly, the important is green water. The water from the rainwater stored in the soil, that we refer it as rainwater is available and how much amount of rainwater is evaporated and how we can utilize that. It creates the green water footprint. And another is gray water footprint. So this gray water refers to the polluted water. So it refers to the volume of water required to dilute or remove that is acceptable according to the prescribed norms. So when we use the contaminated and that water get converted into the gray water. So we have to understand what is our gray water footprint also. So when we talk about the water footprint, we have to look towards all these three areas. Now out of these, the green water footprint is now, as far as the India is concerned, the water footprint assessment of the India, it shows that we have a population of 1050 million people, and our water footprint requirement is 1100,000 million meter cube per year. Means we have a footprint of per capita of 3000 liter per day. Remember that this is the altogether total water footprint of the Indian people. For one people living on the India, we require 3000 liter per day of water, including all the requirements of physical and all other activities, and all uh, uh, things are covered. So all these three water footprints are covered into this. One must think about that how we can make available. So if you understand that what amount of water is available on the earth, so as you know that 97.5% of the water is available in the sea. Remaining 2.5% water is available as a fresh water. So if this consider that this fresh water is only 2.5% that we can use for our human consumption. So out of this fresh water, we must understand that out of that the 70% of water is present in the ice cap in the form of polar ice cap. So that out of 2.5%, 75% is the ice cap. 30% water is lies underground, and only less than 1% water is available on the surface, which is available in the. Think about the availability of the surface water. Then out of this 1% of available surface water, fresh water, 38% of the water is available in the moisture form in the soil. 8% water is available in the form of moisture in the air. 1% is available in the animal and plants, and 1% is available in the river. Remember that this is the only part of this 1%. So out of this 1% of fresh water available on the surface, only 1% is available in the river. As you know that most of the rivers in India, they are not perennial now. And out of that, 52% is available in the lakes and pond, that what we have dams we have constructed, and that we are utilizing as a fresh water. So if we consider all these count, so total fresh water available on the earth, out of that only 0.00% of the potable drinking water is available. And looking towards this factor, one must understand that a very precious element available in the earth is water. So there are various sources of water, as already we are knowing that there we can take the water from the river and the lake. We have a municipal water supply at our homes. Then in rainy season we get the water from the rain. But all these three sources, rain is only in the rainy season, municipal water is only a restricted supply, and there is no rain water in the river, or it is also a limited resource. So what we are doing now, we are digging the bore wells in the earth, and by pumping from the ground aquifer, we are making available the groundwater available or required our various needs. And this activity in last 10 years we are not controlled. So here one important sentence I want to highlight, which is given by the vice chairman of the World Economic Forum, that is all over the world. The economy was getting slowed down, our industries were get stopped, and now it is our all everybody's responsibility that we should work extra, we should hard work, and we should see that we will bring our Indian economy again in force. And to ensure that, we must understand that You may be thinking of that we will manufacture or we will do this, we will make the agriculture, but for all this activity we have to ensure that there should be availability of the water. Then only we can bring the energy in our economic system. So this water is an invisible constraint to the economy that we have to understand. And therefore, to satisfy the water need of the construction industry, water need of the human life, and the water needed for the animals and plant, and also the important is to produce the food required for the all human being, the water available should be abundance for flourishing the agriculture activities. And for all this we have to ensure that there should be a ample water available. Otherwise, all development of all these areas will get restricted. You cannot take further agriculture, we cannot take human life further, we cannot make more manufacturing, and we cannot have a good construction industry revolution. So for that purpose, we have to understand that the quantity and the quality of water should be sufficiently available for all these activity, and only we can make our life sustainable. So to make the sustainable residence and sustainability of the life, we have to focus on the availability of the water, means quantity of water and the quality of water. Unless we are not focusing on this, then we cannot manage our all activities which requires the water. So as a quality of water, we know that for the construction industry, we require a particular quality of water. For the human consumption, she has given a news slot in the evening premier news time, and they said that there is a scarcity of water in India also. From last 2 3 years also, we are facing a in various parts of the India, we are facing the water crisis, and the same is the situation across the various countries. The one of the city in the South Africa, it was declared as 0 day. So we have to understand that as a water availability, 25% people in the world don't have the pure water. Then 40% of the people don't have the sufficient water. They are always in the scare of the water. Out of this, if you think about the India, then for the total population of the world, the 16% of the population lives in the India. And total availability of the fresh water, if you consider, so in the world, only 4, and this proportion is getting again worse. Means this population percentage is increasing in India, so it is going towards 20%, and availability of the fresh water in India, it is reducing, it is going towards 3% and 2%. And if this condition prevails, then only one people will get the water. So this is the current situation. As you know that in last year, you may have been read that the 21 cities in the India was declared as a day zero country, day zero cities. Last year, the Chennai was the one of the city where the 0 day was declared. Means we have to understand that there is no any rainwater, there is no any sufficient stored water on the surface, and there is no any groundwater also, which is we are acquiring from the aquifer, and therefore it is called as the 0 day. So this condition should not prevail at any other city or at any other place in the country, and therefore to ensure that this is the responsibility of the each and every Indian person. And if we not make aware of this, and when we not starting all this understanding and making the provision for saving our water and water conservation initiatives, then by 2050 the 60% of the people will not do not get water. And to avoid this situation, we have to find the solution. So the many people think that so every year the rain will fall and we will get the water. but that is not the actual scenario. When the rainwater falls on the ground, that groundwater get contaminated because of the various sources. So because of the leachate from the septic system, because of the industrial waste going into the water bodies, because of the underground storage tanks, and some oil and grease, they also get percolated because of the some landfills. So leachate was get contaminated into the water, and because of the some farm and pesticides, fertilizer, various chemical elements enters into the water, and they are contaminating the groundwater. So therefore, on the surface, there is a scarcity of water, and whatever the water through the rain we are getting, that is percolating through the natural system, and that is also getting with contaminated, and then it was stored into the shallow aquifers. But with this shallow aquifer, what we have done in the last 10 years, actually we have taken so many, so we have suck down so many quantity of water from these shallow aquifers. And now from last 10 years, so people are going to dig deep bore wells, because from a depth of the 100 to 200 feet in the tube well, we are not getting the sufficient quantity of groundwater. And that is actually the real problem in this today's world, that on the surface sources there is a limited water, and when we think about the groundwater storage from the last 10-20 years, whatever the available water was there in the shallow aquifer, we have sucked it out, and the now shallow aquifers are so much dry. And then therefore with the advancement of the technology, we are going again deeper and deeper, and we are trying to extract the water from the deep aquifers. And with this last 6-7 years, the condition goes very worse. Earlier, whatever the bore wells and tube wells are there, we are taking this water with this shallow aquifer. Every day, every year when the rain falls, this rainwater falls on the surface, and it was get percolated, and it was get accumulated into these shallow aquifers. But because of this, the Sharai, we have gone into the deep aquifers, and now from last 10 years, we have also made this deep aquifers also we have made it dry. So now the condition is there is no water in the shallow aquifer and no water in the deep aquifers also. And when the rain falls, what we have done by the paving blocks, and therefore the rate of percolation was so much decreased. And all the way also there is a limited capacity of the water percolation to go deep into the ground. So the water due to percolation only reaches to the shallow aquifer, but it does not go deep to the aquifer, and it takes 15 to 20 years to reach to the deep aquifers. And that is the today's exact problem, that we don't have a water at the deep aquifers. Every year our shallow aquifers are getting flourished with the water, we take it out, and in the summer season then we think about that we will get the water from the deep aquifer, and from the deep aquifer also we are now facing the scarcity of the water. So to satisfy or to solve this solution, we have to think about that what is the solution. Last year in India the condition was very worst, and because of that the India government has started the Jal Shakti ministry. They have given the 5-point agenda for this. So there are various 5 points are there. So first important is water awareness program. Then another is tree plantation. So we are doing every season we are doing the tree plantation. Then another is protection of existing water resources, and then recycling of grey water. And the last and foremost important and most effective out of all this is that is rainwater harvesting. With all these, we cannot ensure the sufficient amount of water will be available for our future community. But the rainwater harvesting is only the one of the most important and the best solution to make the water available for our near future. Quality of groundwater available in our deep aquifers, one must provide and go for modern methods of rainwater harvesting. So when we think about these modern methods, so many people they are knowing that there are various methods of rainwater harvesting. So water we are collecting from the roof, they are getting filtered and then we can store it into our tanks and then we can use it. So all these methods are known to us. Then it's and we can also filter that water and collect into the some tank so that we can use it for our gardening and for our other use. Then we can also make the harvesting to the hand pumps also. But as all this available information is available on the internet and with various resources, people are not doing the correct procedure for rainwater harvesting. Whatever the rainwater harvesting they are doing, there are some technical faults into that. And for therefore we have started this initiative to launch the program for the schools and colleges where we are highlighting the total water conservation program. So that is a 15-point program for the school and colleges. Then another program we have launched, that is the total water sacrament at every home. So here, this was the program implemented through the women's in every household. So by following the 15 points, we can ensure the good quality and quantity of water. Person, we must understand that what is exactly. So I know that people are not exactly knowing the correct way of doing the rainwater harvesting. There is some misconceptions are there, and collection of rainwater before contamination and sending it to the open well or bore well with the simple filtration in view of improving the quality and quantity of groundwater, that is called as rainwater harvesting. So here one must remember that the water percolation and the water harvesting, they are different things. Water percolation is different and water harvesting is different. And most of the people they are doing the water percolation and they are saying that we are doing the rainwater harvesting. But now today we have to understand that what is the exact difference between the water percolation and the water harvesting. So here sending the rainwater to the ground aquifer harvesting. And to understand this, we will first understand what are the different elements of the rainwater harvesting system. So first element is you have to provide the mesh at the rainwater pipe on the terrace, so that when the water from the terrace, when the rain is falling on the terrace and water is entering into the pipe system, the contaminants or leaves of the trees and other contaminants, they should not enter into the pipe system. Then another is for rainwater harvesting, we have to provide the rainwater collection pipe system. So we have to systematically design this. Through this, all the rain pipes from the terrace we have to connect to each other at the top level, and then only one pipe we have to take it down. That pipe we can connect to the inspection chamber for the inspection purpose, and there we have to provide one flush wall or the diversion wall. In the next presentations you will understand that how these walls are there and how this inspection chamber is located. And the most important is we have to collect this rainwater and then we have to send it to the filter tank or the filter element, and after filtration only we have to send it to the bore well or the open well, so that the pure rainwater directly goes to the deep ground aquifer. And for this purpose, before doing all these activities, we have to understand what is the exact difference between the water percolation and water harvesting. So here for the water percolation, we uses the soak pit, and for water harvesting, we uses the filter tank. That difference we have to understand. In next slide, I will show you what are the figures are there. Then this water percolation that is useful for the open well only. When we dig a make the excavation, and into that we will place some of the stones, and we will send the gray water into that. So that is water percolation exactly, and that water only go to the well only. But to take the water and good quality of water to the deep bore well, we have to carry out the rain water harvesting. Now this water percolation, that is exactly it is meant for only the wastewater, grey water, or used water. So all these wastewater, grey water, and used water that you can send to the soak pit. Through that, it will get percolated and it is going into the groundwater sources somehow. But in the rainwater harvesting, the pure rainwater is directly sent to the deep ground aquifers. That is another difference. Then in the water percolation, water percolates to the nearby soil mass only. So that water is only useful to the nearby tree and plants. But when we do the harvesting, so that filter water goes deep to the aquifer, and where it was get stored for a long time, and we can also keep it there, its quality good. And therefore we have to understand that water harvesting is important than water percolation. In the water percolation, the water get absorbed around the beside the soil mass and the plant only, but here it goes to the deep aquifer. This percolation of the water goes only to the 30 feet down to the earth. Now when the water is percolated through any pit or percolation pit, then it goes down below to the 30 feet. But when in the summer season, again the ground get hotter, so that water comes again out and goes up and evaporates, and that 30 feet down groundwater comes, and again the ground surface become dry. But when we send the pure rainwater to the, it goes deep down up to the 300 feet below, and we can store it for the long time. Therefore the capacity of the absorption and the role of percolation reduces over the time. This is only a short term solution, that is water percolation. But the rainwater harvesting is the long time solution, where we can ensure the availability of good quality of water for long time. Then this water percolation, through this very small amount of water we can make the conservation. But if you want to conserve, so when we talk about the percolation, that water may available. If you require the water in the deep bore wells, one must go for the water harvesting. The cost of this soak pit or the percolation pit, we say that is around 3000 to 4000, but it very less amount of water is conserved, very high as compared to the water conserved potential. But in case of rainwater harvesting, the cost is only from 4000 to 9000 for a 1 BHK or 2 BHK building. But here the good quantity and quality of water was get conserved. So water conservation potential of water harvesting is too high, and therefore this is very less cost as compared that the cost of the 1 liter of water if we compare. In the water percolation, when we carry out the percolation pit and all these things, so there is no maintenance required, but it is a very short time solution. But in case of when we have a filter tank, in case of the rainwater harvesting, so yearly it requires around the 500 rupees per year maintenance cost only. That is one of the important thing we have to remember. And therefore the percolation water from the soak pit may contaminate the water in the open well, that we have to remember. If the percolated water is get contaminated, so that contaminated water comes into the open well, and the open well water is also get contaminated. But that is not the case with the harvested water. The quality of the groundwater also improves, and that is the most important advantage of the water harvesting potential. So there the groundwater. So groundwater water percolation is not the solution for that. But the correct solution for ensuring the groundwater table and sufficient amount of water available in the ground table, that is only be ensured rainwater harvesting. So therefore, we have to remember that the soak pit or the percolation pit, that is only used for the wastewater recycling. That we have to remember. But when we want to have a recycling of the fresh water coming from the rain, 1986, there was a scheme launched that, so where we are trying to percolate the water to add to the scenario. So by making the this type of magic pit or soak pit, we are trying to recycle our grey water into the ground, and thereby we are ensuring our groundwater table. But tomorrow that is not the situation, because the water is available every year. Water is in the deep aquifer. That is our exact problem, because we are, most of the people, they are dependent on the groundwater available in the aquifer, and they are taking that water through the deep aquifers. So for doing that rainwater harvesting in 2001 and 2000, all the site, remember that the all the sides and the bottom of the filter tank was all watertight, and at the bottom there are large size pebbles, 80 mm size pebbles are filled. Over that the 40 mm aggregates are placed, and 80 mm aggregate, and over that sand you can place. So this type of filter tanks we are using it 10 to 15 years back, and the water coming from the terrace or the roof, we are placing it on the sand, and through that it will get filtered, and this filtered water we are directly sending to the well or bore well. But this was the situation when we are constructing this type of filter tank in 2001. Still then, university we have constructed this type of filter tank. So this is the top view where you are observing, this is the sand, and onto that this is the water coming from the terrace. So these are the some of the pictures. So this is the bore well, casing of the bore well, and around that we are constructing the filter tank, the top sand of this filter tank, and people are throwing the garbage into this tank. So therefore we have find out the solution, and we have placed this type of mesh on the top, so that this sand will get safer, and the people are not throwing the wastage into this tank. But every year this tanks requires the maintenance. We have to remove this top sand because it was get contaminated with the soil, and then we have to again make it refresh, and again it pour. So this type of filter tanks requires the maintenance. So when we are constructing this type of, we are providing one the pipe connecting to the well, and that water is coming into the well. But over the period time, and they are trying to percolate the water, and there we have made the mistake, and the whole purpose of rainwater harvesting was get stopped. But now today again we have to understand that to make the available good quantity of fresh water for the person, we have to ensure the, for that we have to ensure that we are doing the rainwater harvesting in systematic way. When we are using this type of tank in the form of this type of plastic tank, so that there is no necessity of making any excavation or making any pit in the ground, and all the filter media is placed inside this, and this type of filter tank we are using in the 2008. But there also every year we have to make this filter tank clean, we have to wash the filter media, we have to refill it, and then again only we can use that filter tank systematically. So in those days we are collecting the water, so we have then eliminated this type of filter, and then we have tried some another type of filtration for the rainwater harvesting. Now as shown here, this rainwater collected through the in the rainy season, that you can also store into the tank for the instant use. So this type of pipe connection you can provide. So here a one T joint is provided, and the pipe is taken to the filter tank top. Then this is the vent provided, and this wall is termed as flush wall. So when the rain starts, we have to keep this flush wall open, and through this, when the first rain comes, the water was coming from the terrace or the roof was getting contaminated, so that contaminated water goes automatically off here. And then after 5 to 10 minutes, we have to close this wall. So what will happen? The rainwater coming from the terrace, it goes to the storage tank and it was get stored. Water into this tank, we have to filter that water. So if any contaminated is coming from the terrace or the roof, so we have to get it then separated. So for that, this type of system we are 10. So we have pot, and then in there a 1 inch thick sponge was water coming from the terrace was falling on the aggregate. So to place that aggregate, we have placed this type of cloth mesh so that we can easily remove that aggregate and wash it and again replace it. So for the purpose, this type of homemade filter, we are again getting the maintenance, and therefore in 2012 we have started search connect the terrace water this through the pipes as shown in this figure, and we can provide this type of ready-made filter on the wall. So with this, whatever I am talking about, that modern methods of rainwater harvesting, now there is no necessity of making the pit in the ground, placing the any filter media into that and doing the maintenance every year. Now that is not required at all in these modern methods. So in the modern methods, you can directly install this type of ready-made filter on the wall at a height of 4 to 5 feet, and we can connect the rainwater water. So in the filter, what exactly the filter is doing? So whatever the garbage or tree leaves or the excreta of all other contaminants are there on the roof, they are coming in the pipe system and are not collected here, but contaminated are get separated and they are thrown out. And then this filtered fresh water, then we can store it to the ground tanks or we can send it to the open wells. And with this way, now we have started our rainwater harvesting by using these modern techniques. So into this, in the market, there are different types of some places where from this rainwater is coming from here, and the water was the waste was get. Remember here that when we are doing the rainwater harvesting, direct water coming from the terrace or the roof or from any surface, you should not send it to the bore well or the open well. It always must be filtered. So for any rooftop rainwater collected, filtration is an important process. So for the filtration, you can nowadays provide a ready-made filter, and through that, after filtering that or bore well. So this type of system now we have adopted in 2016. So here, this is the rainwater pipe coming from the top. Here we have provided a and the turbid water was coming. So that so here again we have provided one filter element at the top of the storage tank, and then you can use that water for the instant use. But if you want to say the top direction, and here from that pipe you can connect it to the directly casing of the bore well. So you have to remember that you have to make the hole into the casing of the bore well, and then this filtered water pipe was connected. So the first important is don't insert this pipe inside the bore well casing, because when you try to remove this pump, so it will get obstructed. So just only you have half inch inside only, and we have to provide the M-seal packing here so that there should be any contaminant go into this casing, and over that you have to provide this. So by that way you have to make the connection of this fresh filtered water pipe to the casing of the bore well, and then you can send. So if your cost permits and if you have a provision of the amount, so then You can provide the flexible pipe also, which is going down to the 50 to 100 feet inside the borewell. So by 1.5-inch diameter pipe, you can send that filtered fresh rainwater directly injected into the tube well to the deep aquifer system we are utilizing in the year of 2016. But now over that, now I got this new filter, that is we are providing this type of rainy filter for the rainwater harvesting. Now in this type of filter, the water is coming from the rain. It was tangentially entering vertex. A central hole is created, and from where, if there are some leaves and some garbage or waste, so the waste is coming down to this filter, and there a still SS element was provided. So water was get filtered into the outer chamber, and from this outer chamber we are getting the fresh water. So now this fresh water we have to directly inject to the tube well or the bore well. So remember, this type of modern filters are available now in some of the many island countries are there. So there the rainwater harvesting is compulsory. If they are not injecting the rainwater in the aquifer, then the aquifer water get contaminated and it was getting saltier, and because of the rainwater filter, so they are taking this filter from the India. So in this type of rainy only 10% water is used to clean this filter element and to take the wastage directly out of this filter, and the remaining 90% of the water, what then this is the pipe coming from the terrace. So and from the bottom the drain outlet was there where the 10% water is going out with the all wastage water, and from then this the fresh water wall, you can keep it always open. There is no necessity of controlling this wall over the time, and this water goes directly to the deep borewell. So by using this type of modern filters, one can carry out the rainwater harvesting conveyor collection system, and the water was taken to the filter, and then the filter water was directly taken to the hand pump. And in these type of schools, abundant amount of water is available to the hand pump in the summer season also. So for this side of flat schemes are there or in the buildings are there. So there also you can collect all the terrace water. Then you can provide this type of filter. So these filters comes with the different capacity. So for 1000 square foot area, the basic filter FL100 is available, and then FL200 for 2000 square foot area, FL square foot of area is available. Or you can provide them this type of number of many filters. A terrace of 1000 square foot, you can collect the 1 lakh liter of water, and that 1 lakh liter of water you can store, which is pure water, which is distilled water. You can store it by the aquifers available in the ground, below the ground. So we don't have to worry that our borewell will overflow and all these things. So in the only 2% cases it happens when some typical type of geography is available. So only it happens, but in the most 5% cases, borewell never overflows, and all the rainwater you can collect from the industrial shed or your terrace, and you can send it to the deep aquifers. In the rainy season, you can also provide this type of water tanks where first you collect that water for the instant use, and then the overflow of this tank, then you can send it to the borewell or for the water harvesting. So with this type of technique, you can provide the different storage systems for the collection on the ground. But one must remember that a natural ground storage, that is the deep aquifers available below the ground, they are the greatest storage to save the abundance quantity of fresh rainwater, and that we can facilitate by doing the rainwater harvesting by the modern ways. So for the household, for the terrace, for the city area, you can provide this type of modern rainwater harvesting in the summer season also. There are some other techniques also that I will not discuss into details, but in this type you can also collect the water from the farm surface, from the road surface. We can also make it filter, and we can also harvest it. So we can also harvest the surface water falling on the farmland or contaminated by the water. That water also we can solve, because when the water rain falls on the ground, the water was get contaminated, and if the contaminated water you send it to the groundwater, then there are some microbiological organisms down to the water, groundwater, and that grows there, and the water will get contaminated with the microorganism. And therefore you have to provide a systematic filtration system to the rainwater, and then only after ensuring that the get the good quantity of rainwater available for our use. And therefore it is available on the Google Play Store. So you can download that app, and there you will find out FAQ, frequently asked question. So there you can understand what are the various questions and answers. So they are given in English, Hindi, and Marathi. In all three languages, question and answers are available, and there are so many. Go there, make yourself aware about the correct method of doing the rainwater harvesting. And I request you to all that those who are watching this today's live session on rainwater harvesting, you should try to spread the awareness regarding correct of doing the rainwater harvesting. So if you are having any queries are there,